Welcome to another Jim's Radio Check, where I review radios, do band scans, and talk about radio related things so you can make your own opinion on a particular radio. Today I'm going to touch on emergency radios, how important it is to have one. I mean, I can't stress the importance of having an emergency radio. I mean, there's fires out in California, tornadoes, hurricanes, floods, blizzards, you name it. Uh, they really come in handy when you get in a situation like that. For example, last summer a derecho came through here and our power was out for 3 solid days. And luckily enough, I had some of these emergency radios. Uh, in the next couple days, we have a significant storm coming where we could get, some ice accumulation on the trees and the power lines. So good to be prepared. So anyway, I'm going to show a few of the radios that I have laying around, just a brief review of each one. So here's the Kaito K500. I bought this radio probably is one of my earliest ones, 3-4 years ago, and it's been a really good radio for me. It features AM, FM, a pretty good shortwave band. It goes from 3.2 to 22.0. You have 7 weather bands. You have an alert where you could set it and the weather alert goes off and lets you know what's going on. You got weather band, just a pretty good weather radio. Let's see. Oh yeah, and then you got a nice light there on the side for a flashlight type of thing. And of course you got your solar panel on the back. You could crank it with that crank there. And then it takes a chargeable battery pack that you could charge off the wall. Yeah, it's one of those like triple battery things. Those ain't my favorite, to be honest with you, but it does allow you to put other batteries in there. So when you're looking for a radio, you might want to keep that in mind. But anyway, there's that one. Here we have the Crazy Fox. It's just a basic little AM, FM, and weather band radio. There's no alert on it or nothing like that, but if you need this in a pinch, it'll work good for listening to AM, FM, and all that. And then you got a real bright light. Just click once and it goes on and off. This radio has an internal battery. Let's see if I don't think you could get this one out without taking the radio apart. But anyway, you could charge it with the USB cable, and charge lasts a long time. I really like my radios to be able to put other batteries in it. But all in all, this ain't a bad radio. Cheap, probably $20. Whereas that last one I showed you was more like 50. And then I have this one here. It's a Supersonic. This one really don't even have weather, but it has AM and FM. It's got a siren. You could charge it up. It's got an internal battery. Again, this one you can't put extra batteries in it, so very nice light. A lamp. And then you got like a flashlight type of thing there. Antenna. And then on the back you got your crank, so if you get in a pinch you could crank it. But I use this one basically. I like to have this one charged up, so if I need a light, it comes in handy. So let's move on to this one. This is the Midland. This isn't a bad radio. It does a good job. It's got an alert on it. It's got your solar panel on top. Uh, it's got what, AM, FM. It's got a clock on it, a little battery meter there, and then it's got the light. It's got 3 settings on the light, so that's pretty cool. And then as far as the battery goes, it's got one of these where you could replace the battery if it goes out on you, so it's rechargeable. And it does hold a decent amount of time on a charge. And it's got a real loud alert sound for when the weather service sends out a warning. Not bad. In the range of 35 bucks, I believe, something like that. Then I have this one over here. I showed this one about a week ago. It's just a lantern. It's got a pretty bright lantern on it. And you got AM, FM radio. You got weather. You could charge it off the solar panel on the top. It also has an internal battery pack. So you could also put rechargeables in there, or 2, or whatever you want to do. I like that. It's when you could put other batteries in a radio. But this one ain't too bad. Pretty cheap, I think 20 bucks or so. And that's about it for those. And here's another thing I want to show you. It's a Bullframe transmitting handheld walkie-talkie. This costs maybe 35 bucks, and it can do a lot of things. It's nice to have for communications if you get cut off for communicating. What I use it for is GMRS. I have my license, and I could use it legally. So you in the Midwest here, you have a network of repeaters, and they all link together. And if you hit the repeater, you'll pretty much get out all over the Midwest. You could talk hundreds of miles on this thing. And I just have it set up with one channel.
I got a friend of mine that lives down the street from me a little ways. He gets out here and talks on the radio.
But yeah, it's nice to have something like this. And did I mention you have to have a license? Yeah, I have mine. I think it was for 10 years it's $70, and they give you your call letters. So that's about it. And then, like I said before, everybody must think of having some kind of an emergency radio, because you never know when you're going to get into a pinch. And what I do with mine, all of these have solar panels on them. So I have a table on the west side of the house. I just set my radios up there, and they get somewhat of a charge. But it's good to charge them fully once in a while. So oh, and then I want to show you one other thing too. These Midland walkie-talkies, these things are 5 watts. They're pretty cool. And if you use the 5-watt GMRS on these, you also have to have a license. But there's some other bands on there where you don't need a license. And these things are great for communicating back and forth to, your whatever, if you lose somebody or whatever, you're camping. But the only thing with this, already just sitting for like 3 weeks, the battery's discharged, so I kind of don't like that. But anyway, if you like the video, leave me a thumbs up, and I will be catching you guys next time. So 73s, and have a good one.